Hey everybody, welcome. So I want to do a video of Astrox Imperium. This is a in development game, and it's a hybrid between Homeworld and Eveonline. So it's a single player, open world sandbox kind of gameplay as Eveonline is, but with a twist of Homeworld system ability to it. So it's not very high in like super crazy graphics like Eveonline or other games is. It has that kind of old style effect of Homeworld, which is pretty nice, but it has the kind of user interface system as Eveonline does. Although there's a few things I noticed right off the bat for this game. The settings, they're okay, but I think this thing right here probably could like change this as you actually go up. Would be nice. This actually be able to use enter, be able to change the resolution instead of just changing it down on the corner or the sides and seeing that the number goes up and down. The anti-analyzing doesn't seem to do anything for the main menu. I haven't really seen if that actually works in the game itself. Don't know why Lightroom keeps on coming on, but I've changed. I keep on. Oh wait, no, I left that on. But yeah, in the graphics you can see that everything looks nice and clean. The text and everything, but the problem, one of the things is this keeps on being, no matter if it's a small thing right there or whatnot, like if I go into continue game, it's way over here instead of like maybe right here or something. And if I go into sandbox, there's nothing to fix this. And this is a very big problem. Now, I'm really close to my screen with my phone, but now if I go back, you can see, try reading that. Go ahead, try reading that. I mean, that text is so small. And it's blurry as heck. So it's like, how are you supposed to read this? And no matter of changing the setting on the previous thing to make it wider or bigger, it doesn't affect this. So everything is micro tiny, and it's really difficult to read any of this. I barely managed to read most of this stuff by actually getting my face right up into my screen, but yeah, it's really difficult. And then you got most of this stuff that doesn't really seem to make any sense. You got alpha, so science, aval trade. It doesn't really describe much of what is going on here, why you need this. Same thing with your prospect mining and such forth. It doesn't seem to make any sense of what this even goes into and why you would even pick this. Then you have this gender change thing, which is okay. But when you change the face and you have an accessory, you can't really see your face unless you actually change the accessory off and then change the face. So maybe once you're changing the face, the accessory system shuts down and you can actually see which face you're picking. Would probably be a good option. And then when you change the accessory, it goes up with what you got. And then you got the other editor system that is really difficult to read because of the micro text. So it's really confusing on what to put on, how to put everything together, because it's really difficult to read all this stuff because of how small the text is. And you can see my phone is literally like up against the screen, so try reading it like from the normal distance. Like, try reading that. That is like ridiculous. So my phone doesn't have a micro setting system, so you probably still won't even be able to read that correctly. But this is pretty much what I was able to try and read from my end. And my hand's kind of waving back and forth. So, yeah. So you got all these other settings, which is nice. I do like the features of that. You can set this to how you like for the world to system and all that stuff. But it kind of, I don't know if these are presets for this. Like, if this changes it, does it actually change this? Because it doesn't seem like this actually changes any of the presets that are standardized into this entire system itself. So if you're going to have this free game mode and whatnot, maybe it should have a presetting system. Like, you can have another bar if you want. It could be customized or preset default or something. So when you change it to free, what is it? Free play, as it supposedly says on the top, that you can customize your system. Or if you go to the original system, Hostile Space Activity, which is the other game, similar to this, but it's not as, I guess it's not as big, I don't know, that the presets would be mainly locked to default or expert or some kind of modes like that to make it even more harder the gameplay. You can't customize it, you can only set presettings like that. Would be pretty cool. And then the peaceful universe, again, a default or maybe a easier or super calm kind of setting system, or even a customized, like a soft customize or a hard customize setting for this. Same thing for the free mode, kind of a hard or soft customize, where the soft customize would be where you can change some options to be more easier to buy items and sell items for higher price. And then the hard customize will be like, okay, I can customize everything, while the soft customize has most of the things locked as default, but you can customize a few options. Because no matter what setting you put, you can customize all these other things that just seem like kind of things that not a lot of people. I mean, it's great to have options like this, but when people want to jump into the game, they're really not going to look down at all this and be like, whoa, cool, because it's just crazy to read. I mean, it does make sense to have everything like this, and it's very cool to have a flexible style to the game, but I think that some modes to be preset would be nice. And then again, with the UI setting, so you can see the UI is back to normal. I'm going to continue my round in my gameplay. Currently just mining, which is taking super long, but I guess that's kind of a thing that a miner does for low ability. So here's another thing that also comes into the aspect of UI customizability. I don't seem to be able to have the ability to stretch out or minimize these UI systems. I only can turn it off or turn it on, which is okay, I guess, but sometimes, like the market, like any of these things, I can't have, like, all I get is this huge window, and then look at this. It's cut off on this side right here. and there's no scroll bar on the bottom where I can like drag around the side or such. Oh, there's other missions. I didn't see this. Let's see. Insurance deposits. Okay, cool. So I can make missions now. Same thing with markets. Ship ability doesn't seem to have that much of an issue with that. That gray tone though, maybe. I mean, that's not too bad of a gray tone system. But it's probably a good idea to, if you're spinning this mode, that the outside mode doesn't spin like crazy. Let's go to market. So here's another thing with the market. Again, the side is cut off right here, and there's no side scroll bar down here, so I can't see where the rest of the stuff down here is, or even shrink this window and make it like smaller and whatnot. So that goes for pretty much everything. I can't change the size of it and anything like that. Not to mention alternate right now fast mode, so you can see, but I think this mode should probably be where is it? No, it's not that. We're extra. So there's a few extra settings here that you can see. Again, the UI is okay somewhat of being able to see, but maybe a little bit more bigger, or ability to customize in-game UI boldness, so smaller screens can be bolder or something like that. But here is the auto camera rotation timer. Now, I think there should be an extra setting, so when you put it on the max of 300, that it would be just none. Because, I mean, it seems okay, but it just kind of gets annoying, especially if you're being a minor and this happens when you're looking at a different screen. It kind of gets a little annoying to have your screen sort of just slowly rotate when you want it locked in a position that you want to see if enemies are coming or something like that, and then you get this random rotation that just starts causing your ship to your cameras just to slowly rotate. So I think an option for shutting that down and just keeping it stable would be probably the best option there, because the slow camera rotation is maybe good for some, but other players maybe not. Especially if you have a very prone to motion detection. This would get people sort of annoyed at seeing this on the corner of their eye while they're looking at something else, and they think that something's going to happen to their ship because this is happening to their camera. And this motion detected sensitivity for some people might be really annoying, especially if they're watching for something else other than beams firing or something on their ship just working casually. Like, I know when I play Eveonline, I leave my ship just sitting there with minor lasers, and if I notice anything off other than the casual motion of lasers beaming, then something else is coming. So I have dual screens, and I have my eye in the corner of my screen to watch that gameplay as the camera is still, so anything else that's not of the beams firing is pretty much something else that's going to happen to my ship, so I have to jump back into the screen and see what's going on. So this kind of motion kind of deters from being able to look at one position completely, and also draws attention to having that random motion of the camera just casually circling at that kind of speed just really turns off the actual kind of like just AFK look to it. So anyways, and then let's go turn that back up. Also, there should probably be a function to like not have this work all the time or go on all the time, because like if I click, where is the, or there it is. So if I click this, it's scanning right now, but if I click it again or try and hold the button, it automatically says, okay, autopilot. See? So it always tends to activate autopilot. And that's just one click. It's not even like, see, and there it goes again. So when I'm clicked on it, it always wants to activate autopilot. So I think that if you're gonna have autopilot activate, that it should be on a toggle system instead of a click activation system. That way, if you're gonna make it on the E button to autopilot towards a target or something like that, cool. But having it where it just force enables itself every time you click at something double times or jazz like that really kind of gets annoying. And then also a toggle switch for the mining lasers would be nice. I know that you can charge and activate them, and then when you get close to a target they fire, but maybe something similar to Eveonline where they used the F keys to activate your weapon system. And there goes my camera speed again. It's slowly rotating for no reason. I just want it stable. Boom. Oh, it's doing it again. What? Oh, I didn't save the settings. There we go. So have the turret system on like a toggle system where you can activate them individually or pre-charge them, and then when you click get near to a target, yeah. So kind of stuff more intuitive with the keyboard and less with the mouse at times. I know this also kind of plays with the Homeworld aspect too, but yeah, some of the setting things get kind of annoying. I do like the beams. The entire mining beam sound and whatnot is pretty cool. Oh, that also comes to another thing. I'm wearing headphones right now, so you really can't hear, but what gets really annoying is when the motors, when you're out in space, the motor sound is consistent. Even when you're at a dead stop, it's still consistent. I think the motors should have a kind of a ramp up to a ramp down and shut down system. So when the motors are active, I mean when you're flying somewhere, then it sounds. But when you're at a dead stop, it's completely silent. Including if you don't want to have music and everything like that. That's kind of annoying to have that revving sound of the motor spammage. And there, my cargo is full. What? You've been charged a docking fee for entering. Huh? Entering too fast? Maybe that was it. I don't know. I didn't hear that. I didn't read that fast enough. Okay, market. So, yeah. So those are a few details I've noticed right off the bat of playing this. There's probably some other details I'll be finding out. But this game is pretty nice. I do like that it's single player. So you don't have like all the chaos beings of people like wanting to screw you over or some jazz like that. It does have a nice, cool Eveonline effect with all the station activity and whatnot. Has a kind of a classic Homeworld graphics effect. So everything's not going to be super crazy sharp, but it's going to be decent. That's going to be there to look pretty nice. But like I said, a few things are a little off. That could use some polishing and improvements there. But really like it. I hope this game keeps on going on pretty well. So I'll put the links down below where you can buy this game. I bought this game for goodoldgames.com, but you can buy this game also on Steam. I think they're no, that's not crossplay because it's not multiplayer. But it does have a cloud save system. So if like you play on a different computer, you can use the same save that you got on that other computer. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is also all single player system ability, but it's really fun to play. And it's not forced like other games. You can probably do whatever you want. That's the thing of Eveonline, which was pretty cool, and I really liked that for Eveonline, was that you can basically just jump in the game and do what you want. You're not tied to do missions or do that or do this and have to like break your back on this and that. There's not really much tutorial for this to jump in, but I mean it's kind of a learning aspect to the game, which is pretty much right there, so that's pretty good. But yeah, so I'll see you everybody later. Peace out.